it is. Hello, you guys. How are you all? It is roasting here. Yes, I'm Gretchen. Welcome to Story in Art. Yep, the Great Northwest is having a roasty heat wave. Woke up this morning and there was a bit of a cloud cover. We thought it was going to stay a little cooler in like the 80s, but nope, it's popped right up. My husband is out in the backyard with a bunch of people in the shade. They have a meeting going on, but the stuff are talking about some things. And so I am in here. If you hear some fan noise in the back, I apologize, but that's the air conditioner. And it's down low. Hopefully you don't hear it too much. It's not too much of a distraction, but yeah, if I turned it off, I'd be roasting up pretty soon, so I'm not going to do that. Anyway, let's say hi to everybody for being here. There is Linda and Tamara. Namaste, Tamara. Namaste, Linda. Yes. Only had 5 pre-scan. Oh, good. Only 5, 2, and 2 on the neck. Got home, the car door closed on my thumb. Oh, your car door closed on your thumb, Tamara. Ouch, that hurts. Ah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. We had some fun times here, and smash fingers are not fun. Hardly wait till last night's books were great again. Oh, good. Today we're going back to the West, Old West kind of things, and it's kind of they're fun. TikTok. Yes, I can watch when I got back yesterday. Such awesome books and art. Thank you, thank you. There's Larry, and did I see Crunchberry? I thought I saw Angel. I'm addicted. Larry brought 4 books today for my grands. Yes. Yeah, they get really addicting to the books, to different things. I talked to Layla. Layla said to say hi again. She had her first day of school today as a 4th grader in Arizona, new state, new school, new people. I mean, new everything new. And the girl rocked it. Made 3 new friends. As happy as a clam. So I'm very pleased. Comfy in the den. Yeah, my studio is kind of lower level, like partially kind of semi daylight basement, but it has a door out to the patio. But this window that I have open here, actually the sun can start to pop into it, or the shade open pretty easily, but it's also, I use it for my lighting, so I'm not going to change anything. Ah, that's what's not on. That light's not on. Hang on just a sec while you can see my arm there. There we go. There. Oh, my face. Yay. And bit humid, lightly rain, not unpleasant. High 90s. Yeah, it's roasting out there. Really roasting today. And it's supposed to get harder, I think, tomorrow. So, and there's Gloria. Hi, Gloria. It's good to see you. Good to have you back and be here. I missed you. Ooh, a fox. Yep, a fox and all kinds of stuff today. First off, before we go, I have to say, to show you this, Tamara did her left hand, right hand drawing. Okay, Tamara, you're amazing. You guys, look at this. One she did with her left hand and one she did with her right hand. Seriously? I mean, let's do a little camera overlay here of, there, I'll just do this and make this little round thing here, because a little round circle, make it tiny, and up here and say, seriously? I mean, seriously? Left hand and right hand, and they both look like you could eat them. I grew up on an apple orchard. I mean, I grew up apple orchards, big time. That's my dad grew apples. We had acres all over. Home ranch, we had several. I mean, yeah, And my great uncles, that was the family business. Those look like ready to go. They look like Jonathan's. My gosh, Tamara, those are beautiful. You didn't one with either. And then she says in their email that they're not very good. I wanted to smack her. I mean, those are wonderful. No dissing your work. I mean, that's not allowed. It is too amazing and too good. That's pretty cool. Hugs, hugs, hugs. Smoochies. Yeah. Hi, Gail. Half a bottle of Italian dressing is spilled. Oh no, Gail. That's crazy. Yay. Well, I'm glad. I hope you've been doing lots of readings. Gloria says she's been really busy. I hope you've been doing lots of readings and things like that. I know you love to do that. You're so good at it. Yeah, it's impressive. You saw what mine were like, sad little circles of terribleness. And yeah, that's no fun. So since we're doing art, then I'll show you. Okay, this is really pathetic. If it will show, let's go to the overhead. Here, okay. And I can focus it in closer. Oh, it's in. I'll just bring it up. So it was the blind portrait. I didn't pause. I made him come sit down here for a minute. I did it in about, I don't know, 30 seconds. Just was completely random. And little line drawing, his little hair, because he has a beard. And, that was my blind drawing. So that lab 3 is out of the way. You get to see where it is. I'll tell you about what lab 4 is after the stories. Crazy. Actually, I'll tell you about lab 4 right now because it is on my iPad and I can just show it to you. So lab 4 for the next assignment, look at that, is my favorite color. And what you're supposed to do is get materials of oil pastels, watercolor paints, colored pencils, crayons, cardstock, a container of water, soft watercolor brushes, newspaper, colorful scrap paper, and scissors and glue stick. In other words, everything you have. It says, do you have a favorite color or special palette, set of colors? Do you always search for one particular color first in your crayon paint paper box? Why do you like that color best? How does that color make you feel? We're going to make a drawing using your favorite color. So the first step will be to begin by choosing a subject to draw. It could be your favorite anything, from animals to a still life composed of your favorite toys or an abstract doodle of your own backyard. This student loves cats and chose to draw Fancy Cat World. She also wanted to try to make an abstract drawing. Okay, so there's her color palette. So gather your oil pastels, watercolor paints, Choose all the shades and tints of your favorite color palette so they're ready to use. Use oil pastels first to create line drawings of your chosen subject. Do not fill in your cardstock completely with the oil pastel. Leave space for the watercolors. So oil pastels first. Next, for the next layer, use the watercolors in the same color range as the pastels to fill in the remaining space on your paper and let it dry. So oil pastel, basic outline, watercolor, fill in the place, dry. Like that. Then, she did some animals too that she did. Look through your papers and choose from some to cut up into the subject or details of what you have drawn. So you could have drawn other creatures too and use those and put details in. Papers, fabric, like that. Glue the pieces onto your drawing and press hard for the glue to stick well. I love it. Add some other details with colored pencils or crayons if you like. And that's it. So that's when this is your favorite color. It's basically a collage of all kinds of things using your favorite color as the color palette. That's lab 4. Woohoo. We'll get to that one. Yeah, so I know it's hot and hard to try to get art done. I have been scrambling, getting to, I have a stack of photographs over here that I have printed last night that, because I don't have any new pieces, didn't have any new pieces for the art walk. So I have kind of gone with a couple different themes, one from my ones from Moab, which I'm calling it kind of the theme is Finding Monet in Moab, because some of the color palette worked with that. And then the other one is kaleidoscopes on the coast, or something like that. And so I have 2 different areas, desert, and then I have ocean. And I have a few pieces that are just plain. Other ones, like my neighbor's, oh, I'll show you this real quick. This is kind of crazy. My neighbor's flowers. Look at that. That one turned out very cool. That was the night I was down taking pictures of the whales. And after the whales went by, this was my neighbor's yard. Part of, whoa. I like it. I like that one. So I have a couple oddballs like that too. But first off, we're going to go to this. And that doesn't show up very much to really show what Nancy Vo does. The author illustrator is a woman named Nancy Vo, and I'm going to read about her really from the back of her books. This is some of her portfolio and her books. So she did a book on the blue-footed booby and some other ones, Ranger, Outlaw. So she's has 4 books out that I know about, and she says about herself, Nancy Vo is an illustrator and picture book maker. She lives in the Great White North, aka Canada, with her husband and children. Nancy's children like to draw pictures of her with pinker teeth and longer eyelashes than she actually has. I thought that was pretty fun. And it also says in her book that she was born on the prairies and ranged out to the West Coast. As a child, she enjoys stories featuring brave characters, but later realized a truth about herself. She was far less adventuresome and liked her creature comforts. So by day, she works as a facility planner. At ungodly hours of the night, she gets to draw characters who have true grit. She enjoys good coffee and bad puns. She is the author and illustrator of The Outlaw and also The Ranger, the first 2 books in the Crow Stories Trilogy, and she lives in Vancouver, British Columbia. So the first book I'm going to read is her first book called Outlaw, The Outlaw. And we will go to, there we go. One of the really cool things about this book is, if you know, I got this one used on Amazon from a bookseller that had gotten it from a library. Yay. So I've got a hardback library edition, which library bound books are always much better binding. Oh, I could take the cover off. And it has a cool cover too. And just the same. Sorry, that was a squirrel moment. But this is going to be a book that has basically a monotone, but she uses little bits of newspaper and collage and silhouette to make the story and the illustration, and it's really cool. And it's the book that I got the title Making Amends from, for the title for tonight. Let's see, where did that go? And I'm just checking in before I start to read. Yeah, Tamara, what medium did you use? Is that colored pencils? Thanks, Gloria. Yay. All right. Prismacolor brand. What? I saw a really cool thing. Somebody used. They dipped the tip of their colored pencil in a little bit of Vaseline, then kind of wiped it off, and it made the color a lot more intense. I thought that was kind of interesting. Bob Squatch's outside, yeah. Yeah, the Bob Squatch picture, pretty funny. Yeah, it's good. New shop, still slow. There. Oh, good. So Gloria does tarot readings and has aromatherapy, so she switched jobs to a new shop. Still slow. A few readings, but I have my aromatherapy products there and we'll be teaching classes. That's awesome. Color pencils, but I did not use any water. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I use a rubber to blend. Oh, those eraser type things, or the what are they? They're those artist little rubber things. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can never think of blending. Yeah, I think blending stumps. Looks like you use a Kodak Instant Camera, which one? And one with your left. Yeah, exactly. They're so realistic. Oh my gosh, nasturtiums. Yes, that's the neighbor's nasturtiums. Squirrel. Yes, squirrels all over the place. Yeah, it's you get hot. So here we are. I'm back to the book, to the front page here, and got it lined up for you so you can see. Also the crows. I love crows. So has really cool illustration on how she used and drawing and line. Nancy Vo, The Outlaw. The illustrations were done in ink, watercolor, and newsprint transfer on rising Stonehenge using newspaper clippings and fabric patterns from the 1850s and 1860s. The title was produced with wood type on letterpress by Blackstone Press. The text is set in Clarendon, commonly found on wanted posters. Nice. Once there was an outlaw. The river, and the crow. Everyone knew of him by his trail of misdeeds. There he is. You can just see the outlaw leading town. Passengers worried, will the outlaw plunder this train? Shopkeepers closed early just in case. Ooh, laudanum, syrups. Oh my gosh. Condition powders for horses. Concentrate. Look at that. Children were warned, be good or else the outlaw will get you. Oh, I love the kids' faces. Then one day, the outlaw stopped coming into town entirely. Everyone was relieved. Everyone believed that he was as good as gone. Many seasons passed until one hot, windless day, a stranger rode into town. There's the newsprint. The town was a shadow of itself and in need of repair. Deftly, decisively, the stranger went to work. First, he built a water trough in front of the inn where he was staying. Then, he mended the roof of the old clapboard schoolhouse. He was working on the train platform when someone recognized him. You are the outlaw. The stranger did not deny this. One man kicked up dirt at him, another spat at his feet. The outlaw did nothing at all. The boy stepped in front of the outlaw. "Leave him alone. He's trying." Some saw the boy's point. Some scowled and remained unconvinced. But convinced or not, eventually the crowd departed. So the outlaw continued to make amends. And maybe that was what mattered in the end. I think that's a cool story. I love the crow going through it. And I love the monochrome type. Yeah. All the different ways she did it. The shadows of the people. And the newsprint in the shadows and the watercolor. Oh, it's just cool. A little bit of orange in there. I just thought it was a different kind of a different book, and there looks a little child in the back here. It was one I hadn't heard of. And I checked out the second one that I'm going to read from the library, and I had to get the first one. Yeah, it's really cover. I love that. All right, that's the Outlaw. The Ranger is book 2 in the series. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, Gamsol. Okay, I haven't tried Gamsol. I will take a photo of one to show you. They are used for charcoal and pastels. Oh yeah, send us that. That would be great. So this is her second book, The Ranger. This one came out in 2019. So the first one came out, she's doing a trilogy. First one came out in 2018. So, like everybody else, who knows what, but we're still waiting for the third book for blending. Again, I think she's using the same method, little different color palette on this one. Oh, look at that. That's almost like the terrain. Again, this says the illustrations were done in ink, watercolor, and acetone transfer on rising Stonehenge using newspaper clippings and fabric patterns from the 1860s to 1870s this time. Same type of, the title was produced with the wood type on letterpress, and the body text is set in Caslon. Here's the crow again. Here we go. I love it. Also, the way that she does implies like the sun and the whole aspect of it, and the horizon. It's just cool. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I love it. Look at the barbed wire. Oh my goodness, your librarian is all excited about this. Once there was a ranger. Her name was Annie. Look at that portrait, wow. One day, while scouting through brushwood, Annie came upon a fox who was in a bad way. The fox looked at Annie, defeated. Annie said, "I will bind your wounds and feed you." The next day the fox was still weak. "Fine, I shall stay with you one more day," said Annie, "but I will not tame you." On the third day, the fox revived. A new color. Annie set off, and the fox stayed close. Annie did not slow, but the fox kept pace. Annie stopped for camp, and the fox did the same. I love the fireplace, or the fire pit there, and the hills and the forest. Look at that. Wow. On the fifth day, Annie was overtaken by an angry bear. She saw the fox lunging for the bear before everything went black. When Annie opened her eyes, she was in a strange place. A wizened woman peered down at her. "Drink, this will make you well," said the woman. So Annie took the bitter tonic and closed her eyes. Now, look at the woman and look at the shadow. When Annie awoke, the fire was out and the old woman was gone. "Thank you," said Annie. "Does this make us even?" The fox snarled. "You are right," said Annie. "I have offended you." Once there was a ranger and a fox. Their names were Annie and Kit. And that story has a gorgeous crow on the inside there of the page. Oh, again, very cool cover. So this is one of the tricks, you guys, of the fox shadow. Yeah, isn't they? Yeah, really cool. Red fox. One of the cool things here about if you go to library book sales to get books, or can pick them up on used books on Amazon, and they say that they're a library binding. So a library binding is a completely different kind of binding. People would often donate books to the library, and they would go to Barnes & Noble or go someplace and they would buy it, just a regular hardcover book off of Amazon or someplace. And that book would probably last maybe 2 years at the school, 2 or 3, if it's lucky. Because the book binding of a regular book that you buy in a bookstore or off Amazon or at Costco or someplace, especially Costco, they have their own binding that's really cheap, is not meant for multiple use of kids. By kids, it's meant for single use families. So those picture books that you buy for anywhere from $15 to $20 based on the book, and that are hardcover, are meant for single use. A library bound book, why there was always, people would say, well, you could buy so many more. A library bounding book of the same book will probably cost between $27 and $33 for a library book at school of the same picture book. But that same book, instead of lasting 2 to 3 or 4 years, will last up to, I had books in the library that were 15, you had been in the library for 15 years, and some of them looked pristine. If they're kept, especially if they have a library cover on it, a dust cover, that's called. But this regular kind of book here that this is, I can't show you very well. No, this is hard to show you. Okay, that kind of cover right there can actually, if the book doesn't have it, can be washed and have no problem. Plus the binding is a completely different kind of binding. It's a sewn binding and glued, and then it's on top of being sewn in. Every section of the folded and gathered is sewn individually, and then this different sections, the 4 sections or 8 sections of the folded and gather, are sewn together then, and then they're tucked in and sewed to that, and then they're put with a cover sheet over it where it's glued onto the actual cardboard cover. Completely different kind of binding. Random thing you probably hadn't. But if you're ever looking for books and you really are wondering like, oh, it's a used book, I don't know if it's going to, if you can find a library binding, yeah, it's going to be probably in a lot better shape, unless some little kid took it home and their dog ate the corner, which happens. Oh, Gloria, I have to go. Bye, Gloria. Yay, I'm glad you liked it. So that was The Outlaw and the Ranger. I'm waiting for Nancy to do her third one, and she says it's supposed to be a trilogy, so it'll be good to see. Yeah, the fox, I thought that was really very cool. First, I thought it was going to be like an Annie Oakley type story, but when I first read it, but then I realized it wasn't. It was about the little girl, Ranger, and the fox, and her kit. So and that idea that the animal spirit took care of her in the form of the old woman. It's pretty neat. So you guys, that was my monochrome book. Let me show you one thing back. Where'd they go? Oh, there they are. Drop things. Oh, I have a couple of monochrome prints. Black and whites, monochrome. This one I'm not real happy with. Yes, two kind of lone trees. All right, I'll show you guys. I'm not quite sure. One of them I think I need to crop. This one. Okay, this is one of them that I've got for black and white. And I like this one. I like the crop on this one. I like the lead in line. I like the details. Came out really well. This is from Moab. The one I'm not so sure about that I'm wondering if you guys can help me with an idea on cropping. Maybe let me get this out of here so I have something to crop with. On the next one is this one. And my husband and I were having a debate on whether or not I should crop it down to there or not. If I crop it differently, I take that out. Maybe. So what do you guys think? That as a crop where I take the part of the bottom off, or whether it needs this part, the lead in line this way, although it's kind of the backwards lead in line. Usually you come in from the other side because that's the way our eyes work. It's another one of my Moab ones. So tell me what you think. I'm up in the air, can't decide. So this one, I like the way I cropped it. I like this gnarly old trees. I like the way it has a lead-in path. This came out really detailed. I mean, it's super, super detailed. This one has a little more other stuff with it, and I'm just trying to decide. So I like the whole composition uncropped. Thank you. Not, I like the ground. Okay, cool. Yay. I'm glad. I did too. Bob was kind of saying it. I might have to do a little dodge and burn right here so that it shows like a real path type of thing. But they both, thank you. That patch of dirt on the bottom. Okay, all right. Well, we might try it either way. They were fun, and it's fun to do. Gnarly trees are something else. And boy, in Arches National Park in Moab, they were pretty incredible. So different than what I experience here in the Northwest. So I really loved them. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for the help on that, on the ideas. I was not sure what to do on those, and I have Art Walk is next Wednesday. And I have to get my act together. Oh well, that'll happen. Yes, the clouds are mesmerizing. Oh, I'm glad you like them. That's one of the cool things with black and white and with infrared that I'll be doing a bunch more infrared too, is that most of the time when you're photographing, middle of the day is no good. Okay, it's just the light's flat. So as a photographer, you end up going out early in the morning or late at night. But when you're going to some of these national parks, like Moab, it's a little difficult sometimes to get early and open. I have the late night ones are when I have some really colorful ones in places that we had to get to and drive to, and for sunsets are stunning. But also the lights, sometimes it's just when you can go in there. So doing black and white, if there's clouds and whatnot, you can do some really fun kind of things with black and white, or give it an infrared type aspect. And yeah, So that's, but black and white is still my, yeah, it speaks to my heart a lot of times. So thank you guys for the input on that. Comes here. Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah, I have done some of the trees along the coastline in California down at the park where Weston Beach is, Point Lobos. Yes. Yes, that's where I was, Point Lobos. And they had some pretty cool, gnarly things, but yeah. All right. When I shot in black and white, yeah, filters are fun, and I've done that, but I also used to just hang in the dark room and do some things. So I have, I'll tell you, yeah. So it's more, I'm excited to do some more things with black and white that I have planned, and I'll tell you about those guys that at another time, you guys. But I am going to let you guys go. Thanks for being here with these stories. They're kind of, when I came in back from my eye appointment, and I saw that book had arrived, completely changed up my plans of what I was going to read. And so I was like, yay! But now I'm going to go get the other ones ready for tomorrow. And then I have some painting to do. And obviously I have to figure out my favorite color. That means I have to choose something else. I'm probably going to go with, yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Greens or purples? Probably. Greens or purples, most likely. Yes. Yeah, so Ansel Adams is pretty spectacular, and all of his buddies were too. So anyway, you guys, thank you so much. Yeah, I was down in Carmel, Linda, that's where I was. And I was at Carmel and Monterey and Point Lobos and all up along there. And it was pretty crazy, except what was strange and hard to get used to was the amount of poison oak right on the side of the paths, which was just, whoa. Shows the tree with the dominant, and the second one shows the tree as secondary, needs the whole composition. Yes, Larry, you put into words what I had in my head but couldn't put into words. Larry says the first one shows the tree as the dominant, the second shows the tree as secondary and needs the whole composition and landscape to tell the story. Yes, it does. Exactly. I agree with you. Thank you for putting those words out there so I could put them in here. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate each and every one of you, your input, you guys, your help. And I'll show you some more of the things that I have chosen for the art fair and tomorrow night, and send me some of your what you're doing, if you've got anything, or even it doesn't have to be the lab stuff. If you're not doing that, send me some things that you're doing so we can put them in the show. And until next time, you guys, you keep taking care and looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you. It's in each and every one of your hearts. I know that for sure. So share it out there. Keep cool or keep warm depending on wherever you are, but stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you next time.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sounds. Feeling alright, we won't go home, we will just stay here downtown.
Drinking iced coffee tonight.
Just stars on the boulevard. They're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards. I just need you by my side. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh. You blow my mind, looking like
So-
a model, better than the usual. Yeah, you don't even try. Not average or typical. I put you on a pedestal. There's not just stars on the boulevard. They're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards. I just need you by my side. We could be shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop dead gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous. We
Yeah.
could be famous. We could be famous. We could be famous.
Square dance time. Western theme, maybe. Went for the cakewalk last night.